Syrian Prime Minister on an official visit to Tehran. Syrian Prime Minister Wael Nader al-Halghi arrived in Tehran heading a high-ranking economic and political delegation. Syria's Prime Minister has held separate meetings with senior Iranian officials, including President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad and Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council Saeed Jalili. Aside from political discussions, the two sides exchanged views on cooperation in different fields, including economy and health. The health officials of both sides also discussed bilateral cooperation. Meanwhile, officials explored ways to enhance economic ties and increase the volume of investment. The visit comes as Syria has been hit by a crisis since March 2011. Thousands of people, including large numbers of army and security personnel, have been killed in the turmoil. The Syrian opposition is backed by the US, a few European countries, Qatar and Saudi Arabia. In an address on January 6, the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad proposed a new strategic roadmap for dialogue with the opposition and political parties to resolve the crisis in Syria.
Syria wants peace and reconciliation. Armed groups must halt terrorist acts. Any initiative must be based on Syrian vision. Any talk of revolution in Syria is just bubbles of soap. The government will call for a comprehensive national dialogue in the near future.
The recent speech by Syrian President Bashar al-Assad shows that he's not passive anymore, and especially his plan for the restoration of peace in his country shows that he has full control over his country, and he's sure about the public support for his plan. This is a step forward.
Meanwhile, Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Ramin Mehmanparast has once again reaffirmed Tehran's support for Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's roadmap for the restoration of peace to his crisis-stricken country.
The most peaceful way to stop more damage to the people of Syria in the shortest possible time and create appropriate conditions to meet people's demands is the plan announced by Bashar al-Assad, which conforms to the plan we had earlier outlined.
Iran has also unveiled a six-point plan to resolve the ongoing crisis in Syria, which calls for an immediate end to all violent and armed acts. The plan also urges talks between the Syrian government and the representatives of all Syrian groups, regardless of their political and social tendencies. As UN envoy to Syria, Lakhdar Brahimi has repeatedly said a negotiated solution is the best way to solve the crisis in Syria. This is a diplomacy also pursued by the Syrian government. Salman Kujuri, Press TV, Tehran.